In the heart of Tondo, Manila, where the air was thick with the smell of smoke and salt, life moved in tight alleys. The houses leaned on one another, as if sharing strength. Children played barefoot on the streets. Among them was Ramon, a thin boy with sharp eyes and a quiet smile. Every morning before school, he sold basura, scrap metal and bottles to help his mother, who cooked rice cakes to sell near the pier. Then, one humid afternoon, everything changed. A sleek black car stopped near the edge of the slum, drawing curious eyes. From it stepped a tall man in his 60s, Don Alejandro Velasco, a businessman known in the high places of Makati. He had come, not with cameras or charity banners, but alone, holding a notebook and a heart that remembered. He had once lived like these people, barefoot, hungry, and nameless. But fate, hard work, and a few mercies had raised him high. Still, his soul never forgot where it began. As he walked through the narrow alley, his shoes gathering dust, he noticed Ramon helping an old woman lift a bucket of water. Began to breathe again. Schools replaced shanties. "Why do you help her, Hio?" Don Alejandro asked gently. Ramon looked up, shy but sincere. "Because no one else does, sir. And maybe if I help her, someone will help me someday." Something in those words touched the old man deeply, like hearing his own younger voice. From that day, Don Alejandro became a constant visitor. He paid for Raymond's school fees, brought books, and stayed to teach him lessons that went far beyond arithmetic or grammar. He taught him about leadership, service, and dignity. Ramon, he would often say, "You don't need wealth to have worth, but if you ever gain wealth or power, use them to lift others." When Ramon entered high school, Don Alejandro would sometimes attend school events, quietly, proud but unnoticed. He didn't want credit, he wanted character to grow. During college, when Ramon studied political science at the University of the Philippines, Don Alejandro became his mentor and friend. They would walk together along Roxas Boulevard, talking about the Philippines, its wounds, its hopes, its endless capacity for renewal. Years passed. Don Alejandro's hair turned silver. He became weaker, but he never missed sending a message or visiting Tondo during Christmas. Ramon graduated with honors, became a lawyer, and soon a public servant. But unlike many, he did not climb to escape, he climbed to lift. He returned to Tondo, this time as Congressman Ramon de la Cruz, the boy who once sold bottles under the sun. With his connections and conviction, he brought new roads, clean water systems, scholarship programs, and housing projects. The slum that once seemed beyond saving began to breathe again. Schools replaced shanties. Streetlights chased away the darkness, and children studied where he once scavenged. One morning, Ramon drove up the hill, where Don Alejandro now lived quietly in a small house surrounded by trees. The old man sat on the porch, thin but smiling, a cup of coffee beside him. "Don Alejandro," Ramon said, kneeling beside him, "it's finished. The renovation of Tondo. The people are calling it Bagong Pag Asa New Hope." Alejandro's eyes filled with tears. He whispered, "You kept your promise, Hio. You became the man I always prayed you'd be." Ramon took the old man's hand and said softly, "No, Don Alejandro. You became the father I never had. You believed in me before anyone else did. You gave me a chance to change everything." They sat together in silence, watching the sunset spread gold across the sky, the same color that now glowed over Tondo, no longer a place of despair, but a story of redemption. A few years later, when Don Alejandro passed away, the people of Tondo built a statue at the center of their community, not of a politician, but of a man handing a book to a child. At its base, engraved in simple letters, were his words, "One act of kindness can outlive a lifetime."
Bye.
Barangay LS 97.1 forever. Right now, this song is brought to you by Espero.